It's a warm welcome to you viewers as we meet on this week's episode of Crime Watch, proudly brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, to strengthen police-public partnerships. I'm your host, Tendekai Dandaratsi. I'm excited to be rejoining you after a short break. The Zimbabwe Republic Police has noted with great concern that some members of the public are in possession of unregistered firearms and ammunition. This has led to the current abuse of firearms in the country in clear violation of the provisions of the Firearms Act, Chapter 10.09. Checks and records have revealed that some companies have closed, yet their representatives are still holding on to firearms. Some members of licensed gun clubs are no longer active, while some farmers, hunters and individuals are no longer in the same position that they were in when they applied for firearm license. On the other hand, relatives of late firearm license holders are still holding on to firearms, with some of them being used to commit various crimes, which include armed robbery. The Zimbabwe Republic Police has also observed that some licensed firearm holders are no longer renewing their firearm certificates or even notifying the authorities about the change in residential or business addresses to enable constant checks to be made by the police on the status of the firearms. Individuals and institutions are improperly securing firearms, resulting in some falling into wrong hands and being used to commit robbery and murder cases. There are some licensed gun dealers and clubs who are holding on to unclaimed firearms which were surrendered to them for safekeeping. These have not been taken by owners for a number of years. In this regard, the Zimbabwe Republic Police advises the public that, in line with Article 12 of SADC Protocol on the control of firearms, ammunition and related materials, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, has granted an amnesty to all members of the public who are in possession of firearms and ammunition falling under the categories listed above to voluntarily surrender them to the Zimbabwe Republic Police from the 8th of August to the 30th of September 2022. The firearms should be surrendered to any nearest police station, with the volunteer being given an official safe custody receipt to confirm that the weapon has been indeed taken over by the police officer at the local police station. No criminal charges will be preferred to members of the public during this period, as long as one complies with the provisions of the presidential amnesty. The amnesty also covers anyone who is in possession of any weapon which was smuggled in or illegally brought into the country. The Zimbabwe Republic Police takes this opportunity to inform the public that physical checks and verifications will be conducted on all residential and business premises where illegal firearms are suspected to be. In the same vein, all licensed firearm owners are implored to visit local police stations and update their records in compliance with the Firearms Act, Chapter 10.09. In our recent tour of the Midlands province, we visited Mukoba Police, where 5 criminals were apprehended for robberies, theft and rape cases. This comes after a series of criminal cases reported in Koba residential area. Officer in charge Mukoba Police takes us through these arrests.
We accounted for 5 criminals for various criminal offences, which include robbery, unlawful entry and theft, rape and malicious damage to property. These are Blessing Chikomba, a male aged 22 years of Mukoba 9, Tafara Mabika, a male aged 23 years of Mukoba 4, Dida Chingondo, a male aged 26 years of Woodlands Park Phase 2, Joseph Moyo, a male aged 22 years of Woodlands Park Phase 2, and Tafara Nyoni. Initially, we apprehended 2 of them, who then implicated their accomplices. The notorious criminals would commit these offences, and in some instances they would rape their victims. The arrest of these criminals led to the recoveries of various property that includes 6 gas tanks, 2 big speakers, 2 laptops, various cell phones and various clothing. We also recovered dangerous weapons that were used in committing these offences, and this includes a machete, an axe and a catapult. We quickly took the 5 accused persons to Gweru Magistrates Court, where they were convicted, and 4 of them were sentenced to 18 years imprisonment. The other one is still remanded in custody as trial continues. The accused persons were charged with 8 counts of robbery, 4 counts of rape, 9 counts of unlawful entry and theft, and 1 count of malicious damage to property. We are still looking for Pilani Moyo, a male aged 24 years of Mkoba 9, who is believed to be one of the gang members.
Still in Midlands Province, the Criminal Investigation Department, Kwekwe, also apprehended a 3-member criminal gang for robbery and murder cases. The trio forced entry into a house in Mbizo 19 around midnight, assaulted the occupants and left one person dead. Let us hear more from the officer in charge, CID Kwekwe.
Sometime in June 2022, a gang of 3 male accused persons hatched a plan to go and rob a certain house in Mbizo 19. They went to the house and broke into the house. They started assaulting the occupants, a male adult and 2 female adults. The assailant severely assaulted the wife and left her dead. The husband and the other female occupant managed to escape during the scuffle. A report of robbery and murder was made, and then we instituted some investigations. Information was received that the accused persons were hiding at their rural home in Bomba near Gogwe Center. A team of detectives, which comprises of Kwekwe CID crack team, made a follow-up to the rural home and managed to arrest all the accused persons. The accused persons are Trust Chipanga, Libert Chipanga, and the gang leader Hardlife Mshipe. We took them to Kwekwe Magistrate Court, where they were remanded in custody.
CID Kwekwe apprehended a 30-year-old man for unlawful entry into premises and theft. The accused person was spotted by detectives in Kwekwe CBD carrying a plasma television. On interviewing him, police discovered that he is a serial thief.
We were on deployment in Kwekwe CBD when we came across a suspect who was carrying a plasma TV set. We approached the suspect. Upon interviewing him, we established that the suspect had stolen this plasma TV set in ZPC Munyati area Kwekwe. We established that the suspect Emmanuel Muchineripi, aged 31, committed several offenses around ZPC Munyati area Kwekwe and Amaveni area Kwekwe. This includes numerous cases of unlawful entry and theft of car parts. So far, he has cleared at least 15 criminal cases. He led us to the recovery of at least 15 plasma television sets, laptops, car batteries, among other property. We took him to Kwekwe Magistrate Court, where he was remanded in custody.
We take a short break. Join us in the next segment. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. ZRP Mabvuku traffic on decongestion duties along Harare Mutare Highway intercepted a vehicle which was carrying smuggled bales of second-hand clothes.
We were deployed along Mutare Road, opposite GMB turn-off, with a police vehicle when we observed a white Mercedes-Benz driving from Mutare direction towards Harare CBD. It then switched the lane from the yellow line to the inner lane before making a U-turn upon seeing police officers. We then got suspicious and gave chase, and upon approaching Sunway City turn-off, we managed to corner the vehicle, and the occupants, who were 3 in number, bolted out of the vehicle and disappeared into the bushes. We then seized the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter and discovered that it was loaded with second-hand goods. This is the white Mercedes-Benz Sprinter which was being used in the commission of this crime.
We also spoke to Officer in Charge Mabufuku Traffic on this development.
We impounded the vehicle and we counted these bills and they add up to a total of 49. We have since conducted Zimura to assist us with the disposal of the goods. We have since arrested the driver of the commuter omnibus, Munyaradz Falos Mabinda, aged 30, and is being charged for reckless driving and smuggling. We are encouraging members of the public who are into importing and exporting of goods and properties to do so within the confines of the customs and excise laws. Meanwhile, as Zimbabwe Republic Police, we are firm on the ground. Anyone found on the wrong side of the law will be apprehended and taken to court. We will do our constitutional duties without fear or favor.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe continues to raise awareness on road safety issues. Let us hear more.
We are in Mount Hampton, part of Mashonaland West, where we are conducting campaigns in conjunction with the Zimbabwe Republic Police. We are urging drivers of buses, combis, to take heed of the speed limits on our highways, because speeding is one of the major causes of accidents. It can lead to loss of control, and loss of control can result in a collision. We are also urging drivers to avoid human error of overtaking. They should ensure before they overtake that the road is clear. We are also urging the motorcyclists of this area, because it's a farming area. Lots of motorcyclists, they ride on their motorcycles without crash helmets. So we are urging them to put on their crash helmets. To the pedestrians, we are urging them to walk on the right-hand side, where they'll be facing oncoming traffic. And in this, they have a likelihood to see any maneuvers by oncoming traffic and be in a position to take the necessary safety actions in case of the oncoming driver trying to come to their side.
Tinongoti pori pakufamba ngatikwarevesa vanotivhiringa mumugwagwa tisavatedzere, ngatitsike mabhireki edu, tisafire right of way, and every kilometer ahead is very dangerous. You never know what is around the corner. Tinokushuvirira rwendo rwakanaka, ngomhanya handi kusvika kunzisanaka mukana vanokwe vandotyora mutemo wemugwagwa musavatedzere, especially ngatidzivirire kufamba usiku. Makafamba every 2 hours muchidriver, wanewo pokuzorora kuti mustretchewo makumbo enyu atika, nokuti anozobatwa nekremo zotadza kumira. Tinotenda move nerwendo rwakanaka.
Donzo redu nderimwe chete makore ose tinouya kwamuri tiyeuchidzana vatyairi vafambi kuti tinoda kuti matsaona asaveko. Zvakarewo tinoda kuti vabereki tikurudzire kufamba nemabhazi than mago fast akauya mazuva ano. Amwe tinoda kuenda kumalift kwanza anokasika kusvika. Kukasika kusvika kupi? Rwendo rwenyu here kana kukurudza kusvika kunorobhewa kana kurepwa kana kupinda munjodzi yetsaona pamugwagwa. Fambai nemabhazi, zvikonzero zvacho zvakawanda. Vatyari vemabhazi vanogara vachiongororwa nguva dzose, vanenge vane madrivers license akafanira pamwe chete defensive driving certificates avo anogara achionekwa vachisungwa kana vaonekwa vachipara mhosva pamigwagwa, uye vanomanikidzirwa kusungirwa kuva neinonzi passenger insurance kuitira imi kana muchinge masangana nenjodzi muri mukati mebhazi rino mugokwanisa kubatsirika nepassenger insurance.
Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police informs the nation that statistics of road traffic accidents recorded on the 2022 Heroes and Defense Forces holidays are as follows. The total number of road traffic accidents was 157 in 2021 and reduced to 106 in 2022. Total number of fatal road traffic accidents was 11 in 2021 and reduced to 3 in 2022. Total number of people killed were 20 in 2021 and reduced to 3 in 2022. Total number of people injured in 2021 during the same period was 24 and reduced to 10 in 2022. Speeding, inattention, misjudgment, reversing and overtaking errors were the major causes of these road traffic accidents. Meanwhile, the 5 victims of a fatal road traffic accident that occurred at the 33-kilometer peg along the Harare-Masvingo Road on the 6th of August 2022 at 15:20 hours have been positively identified by their next of kin. The Zimbabwe Republic Police appeals to drivers to be responsible and observe road rules and regulations. It is said that motorists are overtaking and speeding in situations which are clearly not safe to do so. Road safety should be part of drivers' daily responsible conduct. Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. The Zimbabwe Republic Police continues to engage various stakeholders in the fight against crime. Recently, they joined the Anglican Church in Zimbabwe in Chivu.
Our aim here today is to make a partnership with the community to reduce and prevent crime. We want to have a proactive approach where we don't have to wait for crime to occur, but we teach the people what should be done so that they reduce. As Chivu district, we're having an increase in case of stock theft. Stock theft, mostly we are recording deboning, where criminals, case rustlers are coming to homesteads, they slaughter an animal, then they take the meat, leaving the carcass. Now, this crime, for us to reduce it, we have to engage the people, tell them to be aware what they should do. We've come with a number of strategies. We've talked about bringing the cattle pens closer to the homesteads. Then we also talked about drug abuse. You know, most of the young generations whom we are saying are the future are engaging in narcotics, they are smoking marijuana, and in the end, they start to be social deviants. If someone is a social deviant, he starts to engage in crime. You cannot control himself because you will be under the influence of drugs. Then we also have a problem of rape, like in Chikomba district. Most women who are moving alone at night, using the footpaths which will be dark, they are being robbed and raped. So what we are saying is stop moving at night. Stop moving the dark in the bushes where you are alone. So Zimbabweans, let's unite, let's cooperate with the police. If we've got any information any criminal activities, anything which we don't understand, let us know.
We are happy to associate with the Zimbabwe Republic Police, work with you so that we deal with the crimes in our nation, especially this particular time. Other than the crimes you talk about of stock theft, crimes of domestic violence and different crimes, in the Mazwano Kunema Bembaka and armed robberies, we really pray for you and ask God that gives you power so that we are able to deal with this menace of various crimes in our nation.
We support the initiatives that are being carried out by the Zimbabwe Republic Police, and we are happy to associate with such kind of programs as a church, as we also propagate for a safe environment, and also as we also preach that gospel which is against gender-based violence or any violence of any kind in the nation.
Indeed, the fight against crime requires a collective responsibility from the police and members of the public. In one of our previous episodes, we featured a story of a man who was apprehended for theft of motor vehicles in Kadoma. The culprit would go on to strip the stolen vehicle of car parts and sell them or repaint the motor vehicles with a different color to deceive the owners. Crime Watch recently visited CID Kadoma to follow up on this story.
You remember in March, we arrested Firei Mapakaise of Mchejge village under Chief Marange in Manicaland province for having stolen 3 motor vehicles which he stole from Chief Kadoma and drove them to Marange area, where he went on to repaint one of the 3 motor vehicles from silver to blue. All along, Farai Mapakaise has been in custody, pending trial. And recently, he appeared before resident magistrate and was convicted and sentenced to 15 years in imprisonment, of which 2 years were suspended on condition of good behavior. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Judicial Service Commission for having passed a deterrent sentence to this criminal. And at the same time, I would like to warn would-be criminals that if you engage in such crimes, you'll be apprehended and you find yourselves behind bars.
The following people are on the police wanted list, and we are appealing to members of the public who might have any information that may lead to the arrest of these people to contact any nearest police station. Mpumelelo Moyo Osiwombo Village Chief Mabikwa Jocholo is wanted by Jocholo Police for stock theft. Slovela Police is looking for Agreement Moyo, age 24, of Magamula Village Chief Malisa Slovela, for a rape case. Lastly, Musa Gijima, age 22, of Village 2 Chief Gowo Slovela, is wanted by Slovela Police for murder. We are also accessible on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. The website address www.zrp.gov.zw. Our email address feedback@zrp.gov.zw. We also have a Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe and a Facebook page Zimbabwe Republic Police. To those who may have missed any of our programs, do not despair. You can watch them on our YouTube channel Zimbabwe Republic Police. We have come to the end of this week's episode. It has been a pleasure having you along. From me, Tendeke Dandarasi, and the crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.